Welcome back to the channel. Hopefully you guys are having a great day out there. I know I'm having a pretty good day on my journey, doing what I have to do. Today should be day 23, I think. Or 24, I forget. But yeah, it is day 21 though of January. So that's pretty big. That's something that I've been keeping track of, it's the end of the first 3 weeks of the year. It's January 21st. So, this is something that happens to me all the time when I get at the end of these weeks and I think about, what this last week was and what I've done to improve and how to get better. And I think the biggest part that's shocking is the little improvements. Because I'm getting so many hours in and because I'm focused on it highly, I'm getting obviously a lot more done, but more than that, I'm getting the stupid stuff or the little things done in the beginning and thinking of it as something broad later. I'm coming up with different ideas. It feels like acquisition, the little things like cold outreach and reaching out to people in terms of like all four quadrants. But with this, it kind of feels like now that I'm in the third week or fourth week coming up, I'm kind of thinking about new ideas to save time, right, for the customer and me. So that's something interesting. And, if you guys are new to the channel, you don't know me, I'm a 19-year-old business owner, e-commerce, selling beats to rappers. So we're having some fun and hopefully I can make something out of it. Like I said, I'm only 19, so hopefully I can make something out of it by the time I'm 29 or, entering my 30s. This is really awesome, though. Also, something that really awesome that's happening is tomorrow I have some stuff going on, but today I'm actually doing a very natural day. It's a very normal day, very like 8 hours, just get it done. And with that will come a lot of I'm not going to say like a lot of BS, but with that will come a lot of like rhythmic moments where I'm like just getting into the rhythm of my day. And whereas yesterday I had things to do and the day before that was normal, but I was trying to go for 10 hours. I can't go for 10 hours today, but I can get my natural 8 and just go for it. One step at a time, one foot in front of the other, you know what I mean? And this is going to be something I think that will be interesting as my threshold goes higher. I mean, my first threshold was like 3 hours. Then it became 6. 6 was like my totally easy. And then now 8 is that for me. So that's great. I like the classic days. I feel like the classic days is what makes strong men, I just finished right now. I was in cold outreach and then I made some beats and for clients too. This is pretty big. But something that was really funny was I was watching Succession and they were talking about that whole the quote of how strong men make easy times make weak men, right? All that whole thing. And I think like these hard times, quote unquote, that I'm going through now is not to say, they're not hard and I'll make it harder. Like I said, the threshold will just keep going up. The hardest part to me is not the quality of the beats or the quality of making it. I don't really have an ego in terms of that either. I used to be like, well, I'm not a good producer. I've been doing this for years. People are saying it's bad. It's like, now I don't care. If you want a specific thing, because it's more client-based, if you want a specific thing, you have a specific issue, I know I can fix it. I'm going to try my hardest. It's actually the quantity that's getting me right now, at least in this stage. The quantity of time, like I said, I've been taking a lot of break days. So the quantity of time after time just keep going. The fact that it doesn't stop, the train just keeps moving, and my brain is always on. That's the part that's making me go like, okay, this is feeling a little bit like school. You know what I mean? This is feeling a little bit like I'm away from home. You know what I mean? I want to call my mom. Like those types of vibes. You want to sit down on a Christmas day, watch a movie, but you don't, or at least I don't. I love movies. I'm a movie guy all the way, but right now that's just not the case. Right now I'm not going to do that. My brother was telling me like it shouldn't suck. Why not just do a 9 to 5 if you think it sucks? And of course, I think a lot of people would ask that. Why not just do something you hate then? If you're going to do this, it's like, well, with this, it's that I like the idea of this. 9 to 5 is the problem. I would probably enjoy myself more than 9 to 5, but the idea of a 9 to 5 repulses me. Me personally, I don't think if you want to do it. But the idea for me and my personality just doesn't work. I don't think. We'll see in the future. But with this, the idea makes me alive, you know? It makes me feel free. And that's what moves me forward. Really, that's what doesn't suck is the idea. Everything else, like the little BS that I got to do, yeah, that sucks. It sucks to go to bed early. I talked about this at length, but I always say that waking up early is not the hard part. It's going to bed early. That's the hard part. It's going to bed. God, it sucks for me. I want to stay up. I want to have fun, you know, and not look at the time and say, all right, well, it's my bedtime now. Like, you know what I mean? But I have to. You know, I gotta do what it takes to a certain extent. And I think that'll be something that helps me move forward in the future. All right. So I'm going to go spend an hour right now doing some cold outreach, do some other stuff, and I'll be back to you guys in a couple hours. See you there. So I just tried filming this exact thing that we're doing right now. I just tried filming it twice. It messed up on me twice. And now we're here for the third time telling you guys that I just finished cold outreach. Is the third time he's saying I just finished cold outreach. The last cold outreach of the day. Cue the applause, literally. Yeah, I'm 6 hours in. Feeling strong. Feeling a little bit tired. And reflective. You know, reflective on my whole list of clients. You know what I mean? Quote unquote clients that I have. And where they're going to lead. Because, you know, most of them don't answer. Most of them. So what happens now? You just keep getting more clients. And you just keep doing what you have to do. That's my solution. Is I just keep going and keep going and just don't stop. You know? And if it gets any better, that's a bonus. You know? That's a bonus to my already extremely lucky life. Just a little extra luck. You know? So, yeah, it's kind of how I'm looking at it. Because yesterday I was going to bed and I was thinking about all the things I have to do for today. And I was like, oh, man, tomorrow I'm going to have to do this, that. I kind of just stopped myself and was like, well, yeah, I get to do this, that tomorrow. Some people can't walk. You know what I mean? I get to sit down here and then stand up and go for a walk. And some people can't do that. Some people can't enjoy the simple pleasures that I can. So what do you do now? Are you going to not be stressed out about problems that happen? Or, yeah. Just kind of think about it as this kind of weird reward for being born the way I was born. That's how I'm thinking of it. It's a really weird reward. It's just like, yeah, this is what you got. This is the cards you were dealt. Congrats. It's a full house. You know what I mean? Some people didn't get that. Does it make me deserving? I don't think it makes me deserving. Later on it might, you know, or I'm like, well, I deserve. Even later on. I don't know. It's just like the biggest thing I had going for me, I think, is the fact that I was born when I was born with the family that I was born into. And that was my, you know, that was really my journey. My journey started, it was like before I was born. It started with the luck factor of the odds of these people meeting. You know, my mom's an immigrant. There's no way she would have met him if she would have came here 3 years later, 4 years later. My dad, all these weird coincidences that got them to where they are now. It's so odd. I'm just some 19-year-old trying to run a business, trying to run an e-commerce business, complaining because people are not answering me. Like, who the hell am I? You know? It's like, I'm just some kid, man. I'm some kid trying to make something out of nothing. You know, and if I end up being successful, awesome. If not, at least I tried. You know, honestly, at least I tried. I hope you guys feel this energy through the screen. I know I have problems doing that sometimes, and I'm like, I don't know, I don't feel this energy through the screen, but I hope I make you guys feel better, or make you guys feel different than you were feeling before, Because today reminded me of how much more there is ahead of me. Right? Watching Succession, I mean, the acquisitions that they're talking about, buying other businesses as an extension of your own. I mean, these are things that I'm not even close to getting in the ballpark of. So how do you get closer? Well, you got to do the groundwork. The groundwork is BS. Yeah, I know. The groundwork sucks. Yeah, I know. That's the point. That's why we call it groundwork. That's why it's going in the mud. It's the best. I always said it's everything. It's like Ultralight Beam by Kanye West, where he says, "This is everything." That line. It's what it is. It's everything. It's bad, good, everything in between. It's everything. It's so weird. All right, so I'm gonna go film. Yeah, I gotta film TikToks. I already posted that YouTube video, so I kind of have like some empty space. So I might produce in between that. Yeah, and I'll be back to you guys after that when I'm done with everything. See you there. All right, so I just finished everything I have to do for the rest of the day, and I've been waiting so long to say that. Finally get to say that, and I feel great. I feel ready, uppity, some would say, uppity. And yeah, I feel like that there's so much more to do over the course of this next week coming up. I have so much more, and I have a lot more in me, and I always think that a lot of these problems that I have are not going to be problems in 3 months. I always repeat that, almost like that mantra in my head every day. I'm like, this is not going to be a problem in 3 months. Isn't that weird? It's just not going to be a problem. It'll be so easy in 3 months. I feel like I get so overwhelmed and so stressed out over things that don't really even matter. I don't mean to be that guy, but it's true. It's like some of these things don't even matter. And I'm getting so stressed out like it actually is something that's going to affect something negatively. It's not going to negatively affect anything. You're just hoping it will positively. But if I accidentally offend someone or anything like that, my bad. What am I going to say? I'm just going to try better next time. That's all I could say. I think I thought of myself as far more important than I actually am. We talked about this before, where I said I don't like the word deserve. And I really don't like the word deserve. I don't think I deserve anything. Anything I've gotten, it's not like I deserved it. Well, I was born in this body, and I was born so lucky, in this country where a lot of people weren't. And I think if more people thought like that, like at least had that a bit of perspective, a bit more perspective, then a lot of our problems wouldn't be problems. Astronauts talk about that when they go all the way up and they exit Earth, right? And they look down, they see a big blue world, and they say something like they wonder why any world wars happen, or why we fight each other, why we care so much about the little things. None of us see that perspective from all the way up there. Isn't that so cool? I mean, all of this, everything that we're doing. I'm someone that's fortunate, so I know if it's not cool for you right now, that's okay, but isn't it so cool how we get this opportunity to do the things that we, or at least I get the opportunity to do the things that I think I should be doing. I don't have to look for water. I have water. I don't have to go down the river to go cleanse my water or dream of just like having shoes. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is not a joke. Like, it seems like a joke, but it's not. It's like, this actually happens. We talk about like Africa, you know, the starving children in Africa. It's like, yeah, there are literal starving people in Africa. And everyone just goes, yeah, it's messed up. Because it is. It's just that's what it is. It's messed up. It sucks. Maybe sometimes you could just take a breath of fresh air and go, huh, good thing I'm here. Good thing I'm in this place. Good thing I have my family. Good thing we've already made it this far. It's a success story right now. We don't even realize how much of a success story we're in. That's why I always, like, I want to make that clear to my family all the time. Like, you don't realize how much of a success story we're all living in right now. And we have for the last decade and a half. I love that. Now, I don't want to tell you what you should do or really shove advice down your throat, but rather I want to show you a perspective. Maybe that you didn't see, maybe that you have seen and you're revisiting. These are the things that make me think it's worth it. Because I'm like, these are my motivation. What other motivation do I need? I have the opportunity. That's it. That's all I need. The opportunity. And then it's like, okay, well, what do I have leverage in? Music. Okay, let's make music. To who? Let's sell it to the rappers. Okay, this seems like a good idea. I love business. I love the idea of freedom. You know, and whatever that means for you. For some people, it's acting in theater shows. For some people, it's, you know, something that they love. Rather, for me, it's not really something I love. It's something I think I should be doing. So whatever it is for you, that's your thing, though. That's your focus. That's what you decide to do and shut everything else out. You decide to focus on one thing, but you decide to not focus on millions of things that you can be focusing on. Like the sleeve on your shirt, like my cap touching my head, like my toes on the floor, me touching this mic, like all these little things I'm not focusing on, or anything that makes me sad in the world, or anything that makes me happy in the world. A lot of these things I don't focus on. I just get to work. And maybe that's, you know, maybe that's something that you're not into, and whatever, that's fine. That's okay. But it's something that's working for me, and we'll see if it continues to work into the future. You guys will attest and see if it actually has practical use, you know? All right, on that note, I'm going to end the YouTube video here, and I hope you guys enjoyed. You know, if you did enjoy, then, you know, consider watching some other videos. I put out shorts every day. I put out full-length videos like this pretty much every day, and see you guys next time. Peace.